Hello YouTube VSG community. It's January 1st, 2014, and I'm here with my week 2 Post-Op VSG update. I hope everyone had a great holiday and is looking forward to a happier and healthier 2014. I meant to record this on New Year's Eve, but I ran out of time. I couldn't leave Kathy and Anderson waiting. But so this is my post-op my post-workout look. Same as my other looks, except there's sweat around my neck. So let's take a look at the numbers. Last week I weighed in at 358 pounds. Yesterday my weight was 351.8, which is a 7-day loss of 6.2 pounds. So it's not bad for week 2. This makes 29.4 pounds since my surgery 2 weeks ago, and a total of 40.8 pounds since the beginning of my 2-week pre-op diet. So I'm really happy with the results so far. But there have also been some non-scale victories. For example, I've been wearing t-shirts what seems like forever, because every time I wear a button-down shirt, I sit down and the buttons would, it would pull the fabric and you didn't see my stomach, and it was just not pleasant. It wasn't comfortable either. So I tried on a few of those this week, and I could sit down, there was no buckling of the fabric, and I could breathe. It was wonderful. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. And in addition, I went ahead and had to put a couple of notches in a couple of different belts to help my pants stay up. So that was fun. But most importantly, about 3 years ago, I got so big for the car I was driving. I was driving a small SUV. I think it was like a Saturn Vue. And every time I get in the car, my stomach would be pressed up against the steering wheel. And I've always wondered, oh my gosh, if I get into an accident, that airbag, that's going to really, really hurt. I've never been in an accident that involved an airbag, but I just have a feeling it would not be a very comfortable experience. But so I happened to test drive I went ahead and got a larger SUV to accommodate my size, and it was like an Acadia, so it was it was much larger than I've ever driven before, and so that was comfortable. I could get around it, and I wasn't that close to the steering wheel. Well, last week I did a test drive of a Forester, and it's definitely a small SUV, and I fit. There is room between me and the steering wheel. It is awesome. So I got rid of the big SUV. I got a small SUV now, so I'm saving money every month on the payments, and the gas mileage is awesome. So there's some actual monetary benefits so far from the surgery. So I'm really happy about that. Excuse me. So let's talk liquids, because I'm constantly drinking. This week I was finally able to consume all the recommended ounces of water or liquids each day. So I was very proud of that accomplishment, because the week prior was really hard. My protein intake is still not where it needs to be. They're recommending, say, between 60 and 80. I'm getting anywhere between 30 and 45. The main problem I have are the shakes. I'm having a really hard time tolerating those powders and pre-mixed shakes, but I'll talk about that in just a moment. So my focus this upcoming week is going to be increasing my protein while keeping my water intake like it is right now, or even more. Because actually I started exercising too. This past week I've been to the gym 3 times, and the first time I went, did an hour on the treadmill, then an hour the second time on the treadmill, and then the third time an hour on the elliptical. And as of today, which is actually excuse me, the beginning of the next week, today I went to the gym and did another hour on the elliptical, and I feel great. Just got to make sure I drink plenty of water when I'm there, just to keep the hydration up. So this past week has been a little... Oh, I just want to make a comment too. At the gym, I think I heard somebody else say this on another video, but they take their tablet with them, and if your gym has Wi-Fi tapped into YouTube, you can catch up on videos and all the other people that are going through VSG really easily. Plus, it makes the time just fly by. By the time you've watched 4 or 5 videos, your hour's up, and it's like, wow, where'd the hour go? So I recommend it if you have the ability to do that. helps time go by much more fast. So this past week was a little difficult because, it's the holidays and we have family over for the holidays, and usually I'll make a big sit down dinner, or I'll make finger foods like sausage balls and cheese ball and pigs in a blanket, spinach dip, those kinds of things, and boy, I'm getting hungry. Anyway, I told everybody this year that I wasn't going to make anything because I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm just trying to put myself in an environment that is more conducive to what I have to do to make this a success. And I'm on I'm still in that first 4-week full liquid diet. So, all these other foods that sound good, I just can't have them around. I don't want that temptation. Plus, if I were to partake in it, then I'd probably make myself sick. So anyway, everyone was very understanding and very nice about it. And, everybody we visited, we talked. I mean, really, they didn't seem to miss the food. The only person that had a problem with it was me, because I always, when I think about this time of year, I think about, the certain smells and having, the food cooking and having things on the table to offer. And obviously that just wasn't here this year, and it was just hard for me to deal with. But, I just need to learn how to deal with it, because food isn't everything, and it's not going to be, the biggest part of my life anymore. So, since we're on the topic of food, I thought I'd take a few minutes to discuss a few of the foods and supplements that I've been using and avoiding over the past 2 weeks. In watching a lot of your videos, many of you have done your due diligence and you have tried this powder, that powder, this drink, etc. Unfortunately, I didn't, so I'm kind of learning as I go along. Now, as far as protein goes, I've tried various Unjury flavors as well as 6-star flavored powders, and I've not been able to tolerate any of them. It's like when that powder hits the liquid, whatever it is, milk or water or whatever, it just gives off this off-putting smell. But for me, the absolute worst has been IsoPure, or as Les of Sarah has referred to it as IsoPuke, and with good reason. It seems like a really good idea, really colorful drinks and big heavy glass bottles, but not to be too graphic, but to me, when I open up the bottle, it smells like vomit and sewer gas. It's just, I don't know how anyone can drink this. I even tried mixing it half and half with Crystal Light beverages, and still, this aftertaste just, when I think about it, I start getting sick to my stomach at this point. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive to it, I don't know. But, if I could guzzle this and then maybe not breathe out of my nose for like a couple minutes, I could probably do it, no problem, but obviously with the surgery, you can't do that. And I haven't tried this flavor yet, apple melon, but I don't think I have the courage to try it at this point. That's going to go back to the store. If anyone has any suggestions on how to make this stuff more palatable, please let me know. Anyway, so I got around to trying some of the pre-made shakes, and I came across the EAS Myoplex Light, and comparatively speaking, this has very little, if no, aftertaste, as opposed to the IsoPure or the other mixes I've tried. Now I know that IsoPure has protein isolate, and this has isolates in it, but also concentrates too. But this has 20 grams of protein for an 11-ounce serving. So, it was a welcome change, and I was able to drink it. Now, I've had the chocolate flavor. It's like too much of a good thing because at this point, it's just almost, it's too sweet to drink. I'm having a hard time getting that down as well. So I went and tried the Premier protein. Now, what I like about this one, again, it also has the concentrates as well as the isolate, but 30 grams of protein per serving, per 11-ounce serving. And this is not as sweet as the Myoplex, which is a welcome change, because if you're going through this first 4 weeks, it's like everything you eat is sweet. At least in my experience, it has been. And I have a huge sweet tooth. I love sweets, but I want something not sweet or not as sweet, and this kind of fits the bill for that. let's see, what else? Oh, this is something that I was told to drink on my 2-week pre-op diet, and it's the Carnation Essentials, no sugar added. I had a hard time finding this in my local grocery store, so I ended up going to, well, let's see, I didn't have it in the right place. I was having a hard time finding it in our local grocery stores, so I ended up ordering a case of it through Amazon, and it's not bad. I mean, you know, it's sugar-free, so it's got that kind of synthetic sweetness to it, but it's definitely more palatable than anything else I've tried. And when you mix this with 1 cup of skim milk, it has a total of 13 grams of protein, and that's not bad for 8 ounces. But what I do, and I don't have the container here, but I normally shop at a store called Kroger's here in Ohio, and they have a Carb Master milk, and it's my nutritionist turned me on to it. It has 20 less calories per cup, has 3 more grams of protein, so you get 11 grams of protein per cup with that as well. So I use that when I make these shakes, which takes the protein content up to 16 grams, so that's even better. Another thing that I've tried as well, I was at Walmart and I came across these gourmet syrup. Well, it says gourmet, but you know, it is Walmart. These gourmet syrups, Cafe Al Fresco. I don't know if you can see those okay. They had all kinds of different flavors. This one's English toffee, hazelnut. They had Irish cream, they had caramel, raspberry. But what the best part of it was, like, they were $1 a piece. So I mean, you know, what's the harm in trying them? I've added them to plain yogurt, which is helpful. It gives it a little extra taste. I've added to instant cream of wheat, which definitely helps taste there. And even tried adding it to some shakes, not to the Isopure, but to other mixed shakes, and that seemed to help a little bit as well. So you know, it's something that helps along the way. No sugar, so you're not ruining anything there. But you know, since the majority of my foods in this liquid phase are cold, and you know, it's winter time here in Ohio, so you know, you kind of want something warm. I came across the Progresso Heart Healthy Creamy Tomato with Basil Soup, and you know, I think it tastes really good. It does have a nice taste to it. It does taste a little on the sweet side, but in each serving only has 3 grams of protein, so you're not getting a lot there. But it's warm. I think that's the best part about it. It's actually warm, so it's good on those cold Ohio winter days and nights. So, you know, if anyone has any suggestions, you know, please share them with me on how to get through these next 2 weeks of liquid phase, because I tell you, it's getting hard. I'm looking very forward to the soft protein phase on week 5 and 6, so I can have some, you know, something I can chew, something a little more savory. But that's it for me. I was just thinking, actually, there the kids are at it again. I was just thinking that this is going to be the first year that I will succeed at a New Year's weight loss resolution. Heaven knows I have failed so many times prior to having this VSG tool in place. So, and that makes it exciting. You know, it's definitely seeming like a journey at this point. A lot of changes going on, but I'm looking forward to it becoming, as Kuchmaster puts it, an adventure. I'm looking forward to the adventures that 2014 brings. And I can already feel myself coming out of my shell. My head's held a bit higher when I walk, and making more eye contact with people, and you know, it's definitely a difference, not just physically, but up here too. But you know, I look forward to your comments and suggestions, and I hope everybody has a great week. And for those of you getting ready to go through the surgery, best of luck to you. And you know, I have no regrets thus far. I mean, I'm early in the process, but definitely no regrets. It's the best thing I think I've ever done for myself. So keep healthy, and we'll see you next week.